What's up, YouTube? Another quick react today. You know, we're talking about Eisen. Links in the description below, obviously. But they have made a video talking about Enfield needing more of something. What the something is, I have no idea. We have not pre-watched. We are a authentic first take Andy, okay? So, whatever Blood is waffling about, we will be there or be square, okay? So if you do like the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. And also go to Eisen and do the same like I have just done if you are worth your weight in gold, okay? Now, without further ado, we are going to watch and we are going to enjoy it. Hopefully, if I was to guess, he would address the combat, maybe? Because the combat's kind of lacking.
I might ask, what do I know about making good video games? Fantastic question. Anyways, Enfield is a great game already, and is still just in beta. Content creators have already given their own boring ideas for improvements, and while they're great and would definitely make the game experience better, we over here prefer going the alternative route. So,
Chat, what's he doing?
So, here are some ideas I would like to see in the game eventually. The base defense minigame or system is certainly very interesting, and there could be a lot of things built upon it. But there have been times where I felt like it was a little too tame, like I wanted something more chaotic, more ridiculous. So I thought, what about a grand scale base defense?
Oh, like Annihilation? Oh, wait, that could kind of cook. So, my take on the current state of the outpost defense, right, which is effectively the base Arknights gameplay. It's good. It does what it needs to do, but as he said in his words, and as I've said in my words in the past, it's aight. It's just like a 5 out of 10. It's there. It's there and it's not bad, right? It's kind of being banished to the realm of mid. And when something is mid, it's worse than it being bad because people complain about it when it's bad. But when it's mid, people just forget about it. It's like, it's there, it's whatever, go on about your day. So it might be something that don't really change too much. I feel that it's too easy and it just, I don't know. I don't really know how else to explain it other than just, it just feels simple. And for Arknights and all of its glorious capabilities that we've seen in the first game, and at least for the current scale of the current game, you could add a few more things to it. And again, I get this is a beta. If you comment it is a beta, I'm gonna snap. Ooh, don't say it. Yeah, we know it's a beta, okay, Bozo? We understand it's probably gonna get tuned. But what I'm trying to say is we've got to voice these things anyway. It could do with not so much a rework, but maybe either a scaling on the enemy HP/attack, because it feels like they don't hit very hard and they go down very lightly unless they're a boss enemy. There are boss enemies in the tower defense. It would be nice to see just a bit more tweaking to make it more, you know, more difficult, more of a curve to it, if you will. This isn't base Arknights. No, who would say that? Insane. All right.
This would expand combat facilities and perhaps even base it on a major side quest. Maybe you discover an outpost that is within the ruins of a fortress located in a dangerous area. You can have.
But yeah, I would also say, like, dude, if we legitimately go like Annihilation from base game in this at that scale, where you need to set up like 35 towers and just let that shit run and you sit at the front line with all your ult stacked, that would be cinema. I just don't think they're going to do it because it would be a lot. It would be a lot to implement.
Have a garrison within this fortress that is defending against multiple attacks from the enemy, but the ruthless attacks are too much. So you go in and try to help them. With each level up, the outpost obviously grows like normal, but the fortress also slowly rebuilds. Eventually at max level, or something close to it, you can start placing advanced combat facilities along the top of the wall. So we're talking artillery, maybe catapults, or even force fields. Have at it. And
make it true RTS, essentially. Make it like a true RTX when you're defending a crusade. Okay, I like the idea. It's a good idea.
Whether it's the Agaloy or the LBs or a brand new faction we don't know about, eventually they get sick of your shit and send in
like, dude, look how quick they get baked. Like, oh my god, instant.
This force consists of hundreds of enemies. I almost want to say thousands, but I'm assuming that's going to raise the specs of the PC. So what I'm getting at is that I want a recreation of Helm's Deep, but just on a much smaller scale. We have the basis to do it. It'd be cool just to take it a step further. You know, like this stage in Arknights. You also might get a warning before starting the mission saying, hey, This is a big one. This is a long one. You better be ready. Now,
Okay.
again, this is going to be a very resource-consuming thing to put into the game. But imagine how fun this would be. Imagine the social media presence this would have. People are going...
Yeah, could you imagine with this kind of approach of like defending a castle or like making it a true mini RTS where you're just purely on defense to trying to defend and offend? Could you imagine the stipulations people would do? Like with current Arknights. This isn't base Arknights. I know I say it a lot, but let's just come on. Let's chill now. With base Arknights, there is a massive deal of people doing one unit runs where they have one tile, one itsy bitsy square. Or, that's a square, it's close enough. One tiny square, and they have only one unit on that square at any given time, and they are clearing shit and showing their skill level. I feel like with this, it's not as present because instead of a bird's eye view control, you are avidly on the field with the turrets, and you got to run from point A to point B, so it makes it less kind of diverse to push these kind of insane runs. So it would be insane to give us an upgrade like this because it would just make it really exciting and really fun. And not to mention on top of all of that, you could flex like a motherfucker, like legitimately so. Insane.
to go nuts. Or maybe it's just me. Am I the only one that wants this? If they're going to
You're not
put
alone,
in
brother.
base defense mechanics, they might as well go all the way with it. Do the things that they couldn't do in Arknights. All right, next. There's one thing we don't want to do, and that is to scare away new players.
It's what I've been saying! I'm gonna crash out. I'm gonna crash out. You all call me crazy for saying this every time I mention the goddamn base building and the gacha system. But you scare them away with the base building and the gacha system! Okay, make it worded better. Sorry for the crash out, but like, I'm just trying to put it out there. People are gonna look at the current state of the base building and the current state of the gacha system, and they're gonna get scared unless it's put in little baby words, okay? Especially with the base, the fact that with the base, you need to pull down your 80% of your base when you hit a new area and rebuild it, kind of EOS in terms of a new player.
And there is no better way to do that than to make the base system even more complicated. So here's my idea. Let's make it more complicated for later.
Yes! Yes, chat! Make it more complicated later. Because if you get them invested for the mid and early game, they're going to stay for the late. They're already getting scared off for the late. Eat your own ass, Renegade, okay? This is exactly what I want. You thought I was gonna get baited. No, no chance whatsoever. If we get them invested for the early and mid, they will stay for the late, because they will get conceptually what is going on. Right now, it's not there so much.
Late game. If you don't care about the base system, you're not going to make it to the late game anyways. Nuclear power plants,
Very true.
or whatever the Arknights equivalent is. Don't you just want to build a giant energy generator and just look at it while it powers an entire city and also unlocks end-game technology that requires an insane power output? What else can I say? This would be awesome. How about satellite systems? You'll be launching satellites into space, and at first they won't be anything impressive. They'll be this small, insignificant little device. As you level up, just like an outpost, it grows larger and larger over time. Satellites that are powered up and ready to go can assist you in the game. They can help you out with surveillance, maybe spotting resources that can only...
What about as well, with the satellite idea, you could make it that they provide power like generators only in certain spots, right? So let's say you throw one up, you hit them with a like straight in the air, but they kind of survey like kind of like a cone shaped area. You know what I mean? Cone up to there and it rebounds down. And that little circle, wherever you place it, because it doesn't put a generator on the ground, take up real world real estate, it purely puts it up in orbit, can power that spot to farm. And it looks cleaner and it's not as gross to have as many like, you know, relay towers and like power towers kind of everywhere fueling everything. It'd be a cool little idea, right? Obviously link it and put a cap on it so it doesn't get put everywhere, but it would still be a really cool idea conceptually, no?
be tracked with it. How about advanced base management, where you can manage your base from anywhere? Like, you don't have to be in the base zone.
That would be nice.
You don't have to worry about the power lines being so short. Maybe it increases the length. They can even join you in combat. They can steal the orbital lasers from Helldivers or whatever the fuck. They can also provide targeting data for artillery. Like, it's a prerequisite tech to be able to increase
Also, when are they bringing these in, dude? These are required in endgame.
the range or accuracy for these things. We could take it a step further. Maybe you can terraform from orbit. You can clear up space for outposts or for resource collection or for continuing a quest. Maybe they needed you to clear out a forest or something. And to balance it out, you would need immense power supply, which
Yes, you would, which would be nuclear energy, right? But like, let's also remember that this is a gacha game. It's going to run on phones. We need to keep it to a certain level before it gets, you know, to the point where a phone or mobile device or portable device even can't run it. So I love the ideas. If it was PC only 100%, we could run that shit. But you know, multiple worlds and stuff. It's a big ask. And the amount of things we want to add, we've got to keep a limit to an extent. But conceptually speaking, my guy is cooking. Okay, he really do be.
Perfectly back to the nuclear power plants, and it would work like an outpost itself. So you'll have to supply it with items to keep it maintained and upgrade it over time. Now the problem is this might be redundant. We already control a massive spaceship with numerous capabilities that they could easily just implement all of these mechanics into the spaceship instead. Still, I think it would be pretty cool to have your own satellite that you built from nothing. All right, how about this? How about mining deep underground? I mean, this is a no-brainer. They would have fixed areas just to keep it simple to be able to do this. And it would go like this. You would go to the area, you would build the drill, and then you would build the elevator shaft. You would also deploy automatons or drones to collect the supplies that the drill runs into. And then as it goes, you would upgrade the drill so that it can dig deeper. But the deeper you go, the more dangerous it gets. At times, you get reports that your automatons were destroyed by an unknown life form. So, you go down to investigate. And then there's this wicked Agalos boss fight that you have to do. Or sometimes, your drill will get stuck in something that seems absolutely gigantic and alien. And then it's revealed to just be your mother. All right, next.
All right. Well, anyway, back to the point he had there with the drilling and mining stuff. We already have it. Like, it would just be cool to make it more interactive because the direct mining rigs do exactly everything you said, minus breakdown sporadically due to, like, you know, due to your mother. But yeah, like, it's a cool idea conceptually, but ultimately we kind of get the same thing already. So
the idea is the mess room. You know, the Djiang operator lifestyle.
Please we can meet them all in one area and you can talk to them all there.
About
I like Persona.
Or taking a break. I think we should expand upon that social interaction, if you can call it that. How about we stick a cafeteria or something similar where you can hang out with friends,
blood is spitting
players, and then operators will sit with you, make food behind the counter, order food, or clean tables, whatever. It would be like an MMO hub. You can chat, and when you global chat, you would have a speech bubble appear above your head. It would be just like the high school cafeteria in your life. Only this time, you'll actually have friends to talk with. Okay, you got me. I just wanted COD lobbies in this game where people shit talk and call you homophobic slurs because you called Perlica a boring character. Actually, how dare you? Consider becoming a member. Yes, I finally started a membership program. And I'm gonna be real with you. Right now, for $5 a month, all you get is an honorary Dodo badge. You can
But yes, anyway, back to the point. Bro had some very good points. I think ideally, the one thing I fuck with the most is, again, it's more insinuative, if that's even a word, to make these difficult only in late game and keep them kind of easy understand levels mid game, because it's going to scare away players. And whether you like it or not, we need casuals. We just do. Keeps lights on over at Hyperline, Griffline. Jesus God, I'm losing my mind. It's cool. On top of that as well, the other feature would be like the real-time RTS that he mentioned earlier in the video. That would be amazing because it would give more of a threat and more of a feeling of enjoyment to the outpost. The outpost right now would just slap down like 3 towers that are offensive, 1 tower that is sustainable with power and everything like that, and then you just run the other side when you have 2 lanes running at once, and you just play the other side with your characters and kill them all. It's pretty bare bones, right? This idea of making it a direct place that you set up a straight up defense with like trebuchets, power grids, like, and just kind of like really expand it, and it's like a temporary defense side quest would be so fun. But hey, we have to understand this is going to run on mobiles as well, so it's not going to run all of that stuff at once, right? So it's a bit of a pipe dream. They have shown they can run a lot on this game though, and that is really good going into when it actually releases, because it's meant to run on phones as well, and already it feels like a standalone PC/console game. So looking forward to it. What would you change from what you were seeing in Arknights Enfield? I would like to know in the comments below. And hey, if you agree with me, like the video. If you don't agree with me, dislike it. Do whatever makes you feel good, okay? I don't really mind either way. And yeah, come watch us live if you want to watch us live. Twitch.tv/Max and Gacha. Link is in the description as well. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye now.